Welcome, Army fans. This is Joe Iacono, along with senior Army running back Jakobi Buchanan. Jakobi, first question: how was practice today?
Practice was good today. Kind of just coming back off a win and then getting back out there, full pads. It was pretty good today. A little bit of stuff to work on, but I think we all had fun and got better.
Good stuff. And as a fifth year senior, you're one of the most experienced guys on the Army team. Had a lot of carries back there in the backfield. Played in multiple different schemes. In the old offense, you were kind of the go-to guy as the B back. Like you got a lot of carries. And now you've kind of had to adjust your role a little bit as the running back in the new offense with Coach Thatcher. And a lot of that kind of involves, from what we've seen, at least the first three games, you're definitely a key guy to get the ball in short yardage. And you've also really taken on a role as a key lead blocker for quarterback Bryson Daly and some of the other folks. We saw a number of really high quality blocks in the UTSA game. Talk a little bit about, you kind of fill in whatever role the team needs and just really how you're just a great team player and kind of how you're willing to do whatever it takes to help the offense succeed. That's what we've been seeing and noticing. So talk a little bit about that and kind of how you can fill multiple different roles to make the offense successful.
Yeah, so I think having that another play on short yardage than just handing me the ball was definitely a little bit of a weight off my shoulder. And then just being able, I really didn't think that blocking could be, I know blocking could be fun, but like I enjoy that, like inside the box blocking where it's not out in space, it's just you one-on-one against somebody else inside the box. I really enjoyed it. And UTSA had a lot of fun doing that. Those fourth downs. I don't know if you can see it, but I was really animated and I really got energy from that. And then Bryson, just being the runner that he is, he's downhill, like really just like me, but can make people miss. So me being able to do that and having Bryson's running style, it really is a perfect fourth down combination. So I didn't really see it as a different role or that's just really doing what I need to do. Part of my job is to convert, and then I had to help Bryson convert. Then that's what I'll do. So.
Yeah, so let's, Bryson, he's kind of what I noticed last week. He's got the ability to break a lot of tackles inside the tackle box, more so than we've seen from a lot of Army quarterbacks, maybe more in the mold of like a Kelvin Hopkins or Ahmad Bradshaw back in the day. So it's almost like having an extra B back there. Let's talk about his 4th and goal from the 3, the last touchdown that he scored. Just got to watch the replay of that today on I think social media. I was checking it out, and it looked like you actually blew up a linebacker and a D-back or 2 D-backs at once. So talk a little bit about that play and the block you made there to kind of help spring Bryson for the touchdown.
Yeah, just really the only reason why I was, able to get to that second level is because of Tyson, and I'm not sure if it was David Crossan or Ling, who opened up that, we call it the C gap, and from there it was just me again one-on-one, and those are kind of matchups that I like. That inside the box goal line, I knew that, for me, I literally just have to go forward because I know Bryson's right behind me. So there's no shot I can go backwards. So really I just hit him pretty much with, everything I could and tried to square him up. And then Bryson really just slid off my back and then continued to go to the end zone. And, 4th and 3, 4th and 2, we feel like we can get it. We're going to go for it. So that's exactly what we did. And, we got it. So just happy.
Yeah, that was a great play. And talk about another goal line situation where they called your number. You got the ball on the dive and, looked initially like you might be stopped about 1 yard or so past the line of scrimmage. And we just saw you keep chopping your legs. And the next thing we knew, you were in the end zone celebrating. So not anything we haven't seen before. I think we saw a lot of that out of you the last couple of years. But the first time we saw it in the shotgun in this new look, talk to me a little bit about that play and what happened there.
Yeah, so back to the B-back ways. We always taught, different run techniques. And for our fullback dives, we had an envelop running technique where it's just keep your knees going and keep going forward. And, I've been doing that for 4 years now, so it's not something that goes away. So I kind of took that same technique with a little bit of a running back dive. And Brady and Finucane were on the right side, and I really just kept my knees going because nobody was coming to tackle me, and all of a sudden they split the gap open, they pancaked the nose tackle. So I had my eyes up, just slid right, and I was untouched to the goal line. So really, just a testament to them. I can score a 10-yard touchdown and not get touched by any defender. So.
Right. Let's talk about the Mob a little bit. I think we've seen constant improvement out of them the first 3 games of the season. They really threw some great blocks and opened up some huge holes against a really stout defensive line at UTSA. They were talented, they were big, but like you said, Connor and Brady and some of those guys were just opening some big holes. So talk a little bit about the O-line and what they've been able to do and how you're kind of back there and you've gotten to see them improve over the last couple of games.
Really, they just they take extreme ownership for the mistakes. Having a captain and a leader like Honor Finucane is very crucial and critical for the Mob. I think him being there, being able to lead that group and mentor the young guys is crucial. Just how much they've grown and developed from week 1 to where we are now. So just to see them, how much they study, and then of course you have somebody like Coach Vitti and Coach Drinkle who are there teaching them, 2 of the best coaches that we have and really in the country, really, in my opinion. But just having guys like that being able to teach and mentor the Mob is, you can't really put it into words. So all the work that they put in from, spring, week 1 to week 4, it definitely shows. I can see a difference. When I'm reading the blocks, they're just dominant. Pass blocking, something that some of the guys are a little newer to, but they're still dominant. So I can definitely see a big difference from where we started to where we are now.
And Jakobi, what do you like best about the new scheme? Being able to line up a little further back from the line of scrimmage, not have to hit the hole, quite as quickly, and kind of maybe read your blocks a little more. What about the new offense appeals to you the most?
I would definitely say the versatility of it. There's so much, things that we haven't done yet, but I know Markel's trick pass, double pass, just stuff like, there's so many things that we can do out of the offense. We still love to run the ball, but we're not so, one dimensional. We can do RPOs, just regular shotgun snaps, deep balls. So it's just so much that we can do, that we haven't done yet, but we can still do to surprise teams, run to our strong suits. So that's probably the number one thing that, I love about the new offense is just how versatile it is.
Very cool. And Coach Monken spoke with us earlier today in his press conference, talked about Rocky Long, the defensive coordinator at Syracuse, and what a good DC is, and how Syracuse really has some creative schemes on defense. What are you guys preparing for? Kind of what challenges do they present that might be unique to Syracuse that you guys have to get ready for this week?
Yeah, so we've already been watching film on them, and they're definitely the best team that we've played, one of the best teams that we're going to play. They have a very athletic defensive front, front seven. The cornerbacks are all strong. They're lengthy. They know how to cover. So really, just overall, they're a really good defense. And then the fact that they can switch up and run different formations to confuse offenses is one of the things that makes them so good. So that's just one thing that we're working on right now is coverage identification, knowing what they're running in, so we can better be prepared for how we're going to block it and, different stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be a really tough task, but I think we're ready for it. We're going to be ready for it by the time Saturday comes around.
Good stuff. And a couple non-football questions for you to wrap up. Going into kind of the Wayback Machine to when you were a senior in high school or maybe even a junior, what made you choose West Point and want to come be part of the Brotherhood at Army football?
So I had two official visits I had were here, Army and Air Force. And I took both of them. And when I came here, you could tell like a total difference between the people, the players, the coaches, just the relationships that they had. And I knew that was something that I wanted to be a part of from that day. So that's really what drew here. And then, to go to one of the best schools in the country, and be able to play big time football, it's been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. So to be able to fulfill that lifelong dream is, it's amazing.
And what's your academic major and what excites you about that?
My academic major is systems decision sciences, which is like it's systems engineering. I like it because, we get to solve complex problems that, real world complex problems that you can see not only in the military, but we worked on like COVID problems during the COVID era, and different stuff that's relatable to the real world. So that's really something that excites me, and I think it's pretty applicable to all aspects of like problem solving, complex problem solving, no matter what you're doing. So it was really exciting to me.
Cool. I was actually systems engineering track when I was a cadet, and it's definitely out of all the classes I took, it's probably the most applicable to the real business world. So it's good stuff. And then last question for you. I know we're probably about 6 weeks out from branch night, but what's your first choice for your branch?
So my dad was a signal officer, so signal has been my number one choice for a little bit.
Good stuff. It's a good branch down here in Georgia, and yeah, I think you'd enjoy that. So good stuff. Hey, thanks for your time, Jakobi. Appreciate it. Have a good week and beat Syracuse.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.